Asbestos has been in use in Malaysia since the 1950s, late 1950s. The effects of asbestos causing lung cancer, asbestosis, pleural changes, and mesothelioma is clear. It is also clear that all forms of asbestos can cause lung cancer. Historically, it was not, crisotile could not cause, or there was not enough evidence for it to cause lung cancer, but now that evidence is clear. So all forms of asbestos can cause lung cancer. 2, there is no safe limit for asbestos use. So this question of a permissible exposure level does not apply. Hence, asbestos should be banned in the workplace. Safe use of asbestos, since there is no threshold for asbestos, the only route to go is ban and for it to be. When doing studies on asbestos workers, studies are normally done on those who are currently working in the workplaces. However, this will not reflect the actual situation, because those who are ill, those who are sick, those who have developed the disease, got cancer or died would have left the workplace. So who we are studying in the workplace are usually those workers who have remained healthy. Indirectly, a healthy worker effect is seen. So hence, if we need to do good research on asbestos workers, we need to do something called historical cohort studies, where we go back and start from all the workers who had started working in the workplace and follow all of them until death, or until even after they have left the workplace. More and more doctors need to be trained on how to diagnose asbestos-related diseases. So training of occupational physicians, as well as respiratory physicians, as well as oncologists, those involved in treating cancers, need to be improved in the context of asbestos-related diseases.
We're commemorating April 28th, the Workers' Memorial Day, which is dedicated to pay our tributes to the dead workers and also fight with the living. On this day, we want to put a special attention on the very serious issue of asbestos, which is being used heavily in Asia, and the urgent need to ban this substance altogether, which is causing unprecedented death and destruction. We know asbestos has been banned altogether in most of the Western world. They have either completely banned it or reduced its usage to almost nil. But in spite of the knowledge that it is cancerous, it causes cancer, it's highly dangerous and kills more than 100,000 workers every year, we in Asia continue to use it, and in large quantities. Countries like China and India are the largest consumers of asbestos in Asia, and Asia consumes more than half of what is produced globally. So my dear friends, this is very urgent need to ban all forms of asbestos now. We cannot wait. We have to do it to save our future generations and also the present generation. The problem is asbestos is a silent killer. It's like a silent time bomb. It has a long latency period, and it takes almost 20 years for the disease to develop. So any exposure today will develop into a disease only after 20 years. So even if we ban it today, it will take us years and years to provide healthcare and services to workers who will continue to show sickness even 20 years from now. So I urge all the governments, trade unions, workers groups to come together at this moment and demand a complete ban for our generation and our future generation.
Asbestos, total ban of asbestos is something which MTUC is calling for, is because everybody knows, including the government, what are the health hazards and how serious it is. And the government did 2 years ago set up a plan that they want to achieve a total ban by 2015. And in fact, the employers also agreed. They asked for the extension of the time until then. But now we fear that the government may backtrack on their promise, as what they have done in other matters. So the government, they have already reduced the reason they are saying that the number of people, there are a number of workers will be affected if these industries close down is not something that is acceptable. because health is much more important than the people go and work there and then they die as a result of working in such kind of industries. And in fact, many companies which started off 25-30 years ago producing just asbestos are saying that more than 50-60% of their product are no longer asbestos based. So if that can be done with a serious effort, the 2015 ban can be achieved, and the government should work towards that and not look for excuses as to how to extend the deadline further.
We in Malaysia, the occupational safety and health laws emphasizes on the peraturan kendiri self-regulations. How are we going to ensure that 2015 the usage of asbestos will be banned? Because my personal view, I believe peraturan kendiri or self-regulation is not that effective in Malaysia. Maybe developed countries like UK, it is effective, but not in our country. This is my personal view. I may be wrong. So I really hope that especially the government can play a proactive role here to see how can you make peraturan kendiri to be more effective. Employers, I'm an employer actually, but before an employer, I'm an employee. I believe that 2015 is a deadline and you are telling 2020 again. If a place is safe and healthy, it is safe and has healthy working conditions, our workers will be very productive. So in short, apa yang saya nak kongsi kat sini ialah semua pihak, majikan, pekerja dan juga kerajaan mesti memainkan peranan lebih aktif untuk memastikan keselamatan dan kesihatan pekerja kami dilindungi.
We commemorate the 15th International Workers' Memorial Day. This is a day for a trade union organization worldwide to mourn for the dead and fight for the living. The Building and Woodworkers International, the BWI, a global federation within the global trade union movement, is commemorating it with focus on the importance of a global ban on asbestos. Asbestos is highly used as a material in many industrial purposes, but it is very dangerous and it causes many asbestos-related diseases, which some unfortunately don't have immediate cure at the moment. It is a mineral used to be called as a miracle mineral, but now banned from many countries, particularly from the industrial countries. The BWI would like to have a global ban, primarily because we would like to avoid social dumping, which is happening now in the region for the last 5-7 years. If we will look at data, there had been a steady increase of importation and consumption of asbestos in India, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia, to name a few. This must be stopped. The ban must be imposed the soonest possible time because it is killing, based on the ILO estimate, around 100,000 of workers a year.